Alright guys, so doing a quick video just to share with you my Automobilista 2 settings. Recently this game has gone through some major updates. The force feedback now is absolutely incredible, but there's a few tweaks I still feel that you need to make in order to get the best from this sim, right? So in the controls, here's my force feedback profile, right? So I'm running the regular default. I have gain at 60 and the damping is set to 50. I have everything else turned off. I'll show you my Fanatec settings in a minute. The other thing you want to do is in the configuration section, right? The one thing coming from different sims into this was I found that the brake lockup was quite easy to do, right? So what I've done is I've brought the brake dead zone down to 0. You can play with this. 0 for me is quite good. I'm used to hitting the brake quite hard in ACC, and I find this gives me a good balance between good braking power and not locking up the wheels. Well, you know, not locking them up as easy as they do when that's defaulted to 50. So the only thing I left here was the steering sensitivity at 50. I think I haven't touched that. Same with throttle and clutch sensitivity as well. One thing I had to do though to get my wheelbase correctly aligned to match the steering wheel in game throughout the whole rotation cycle was to recalibrate it 2 times. Don't know why I had to do it, but anyway, it is what it is. And everything else there, I just named that preset, as you can see. Yeah, DD2. I'm using Husingveld Sprint pedals just to give you an idea about that brake sensitivity, right? So that's AMS. Let's have a look now at my settings in Fanalab. So what I've got going on here, if I pop into the tuning menu, and let me just pop this to the top. So in the tuning menu, here's what I've got. So the steering sensitivity is set to auto. The overall strength of the force feedback I have at 42%. I think that matched with the 60% in-game gain is quite good. I have the Fanatec interpolation filter on 1. I just think it needs that little bit to smooth out the force feedback a tiny bit. And then the force effect intensity I have down to 80. What this is effectively how severe the feedback becomes, you know, particularly when you hit a curb or you hit a wall or whatever. It just needs that slight adjustment just to take that out. So the force effect intensity set to 80. And that slider, incidentally, will act as a, let's say, an overall catch-all for the force feedback out of the game. So if you set that to 0, you'll get no force feedback from the game, so just be aware of that. But 80 is a good number there. The force effect strength, 100, spring effect 100, and game damper strength 100. That damper does nothing. Just leave it as it is. There's no need, in my opinion, to run the natural damper, friction or inertia on the wheelbase. The natural damper, from what I understand, although a lot of people use it to smoothen out the wheelbase, from what I understand, it does bring in a bit of latency into the signal, because of, you know, essentially when you start running these filters in Fanalab or any other software, the signal comes in, it has to be quickly reconstructed and pushed out to the wheelbase as feedback. But yeah, like I say, my understanding is the natural damper does hit latency quite badly. But yeah, that's basically my my force feedback settings for Automobilista 2. Give them a go and let me know what you think. Cheers.